Hello, I'm ANSHU-Sharma. Welcome and my love to all of you. This is the second part of our two-part series on understanding the current state of humanity and our return to balance from imbalance. We also discussed collapsing identities in our previous talk. Though the language of this talk is simple, the concepts is quite deep. In the first part, the link attached, we discussed, though universe is infinite, at present 12 dimensions are available to humanity. Dimensions are different layers or planes of reality. Higher you go, less physical you become, and more connected you feel to everyone and everything around you. The universe alternates between positive and negative cycles. First half of the cycle is positive and the second half of the cycle is negative. In between the two, there is a merge of the two. This is called confluence age, which lasts for approximately 100 years. This is the time during confluence age the polarities shift from one to another. This is what is happening as negative polarity has been reigning for quite some time, and it is time it is shifting, the balance is shifting from negative to positive. Humanity is slowly and steadily climbing to fifth dimension. Third and fourth dimensions have collapsed and we are only seeing the remnants of their physicality. Along with the collapsed dimensions, many identities related to are shattering and will shatter more and more. With these collapse of the identities, our realities also collapse. Needless to say that this process is extremely traumatic to few and painful to observe for others. We also discussed how service to self group has been using and implementing negative power to control and dominate humanity and planet Earth, and they created an imbalance in energies. Let us explore the topic a bit more as we are returning to balance from imbalance. Consciousness contains ideas, thoughts, and sacred geometry, which are the building blocks of every reality. Starseeds and light workers have already created an energetic timeline in fifth dimension. This timeline works on unity consciousness. That is, the unity consciousness takes place after the negative or shadow side completely merges with the consciousness. The unity consciousness in the fifth dimension carries a paradise template. This paradise template is soon to descend, materialize, and manifest on earth. Earth is destined to rise from the ashes in a brilliant supernova of cosmic proportions. Humanity needs to hold this template in their sacred space and enthuse it. So it's our duty, everybody's duty, to enthuse the positive power into this template. Many have agreed, or many more are agreeing to transmute themselves, to ascend and return to the harmonious state of balance. At a given moment, on a linear scale, realities may seem restricted, painful and unpleasant, Polarity is more visible in the face, but it is good to remember and know creation always brings equality and balance. From tribal consciousness, where we shared a pool of energy, we ascended or we ascend to individual consciousness. Under groups or tribes, there are souls who are domineering and ego driven, while majority others suffer from low self-esteem, feeling not deserving, worthy or entitled. This happens when people suffer from too much heart, from being too humble and putting their own needs behind the needs of others. This is when exploitation happens. As per the law of evolution, we experience pain, suffering and polarity, that is good or evil, before we merge the two. So that's the sequence. First we have the tribal consciousness where there is a mix of all the energies. Then we come into individual consciousness. In individual consciousness, there is a polarity of good or evil. We face our own shadow side and we attempt to transmute and integrate it. This process is very challenging. Inherently, though it is challenging, it is required before we can go back to our neutral state. In order to achieve this, our energy fields must be in balance. And balance is achieved through karma. Balancing happens when individually and collectively we balance our energies. How do we balance our energies? We balance our energies through our actions. And we move towards equality and pleasure for all. When we balance our heart and ego aspects, ego is not necessarily bad. We have to balance it with our heart. Then we balance receiving and giving. We incur a karmic debt when we keep on receiving and taking. Whatever we keep receiving, we will have to give it back at some point. Continued taking leads to selfish hoarding and incur a karmic debt. This karmic debt has to be paid back. If we do not balance our giving and taking, then life intervenes and life makes the balance for us. When life is making the balance for us, then our identities, the identities which we are attached to and holding dear, these collapse. Collapsing of identities, as we discussed, also collapse our realities involving pain and suffering. So this is the direction humanity is moving in. A much desired balancing point is needed. Polar forces of creation are merging. So far lopsided in ego, humanity experienced taking, pain and separation. It is only through the emergence of heart consciousness in balance. The heart now wishes to give, nurture, heal and love. The aspect that must come into balance is the soul, the spiritual aspect. When in balance, you are not aggressive and domineering of others, nor you are passive and submissive. You get what you want without harming others or allowing others to harm you. Like two pillars of a temple, you both stand apart, each of you in total balance of power. To be assertive and protective of your rights is to be in balance. The more each of us individually become assertive and establish positive relationships based on mutual love and respect with others, including environment and Mother Earth, more we will dismantle the current hierarchical superior-inferior structure of our society. Individually, we need to take our power back. More we come out of masculine Armageddon timeline, feeding on destruction, control, battle and victory. More we take our power back. More divine feminine energies which have been suppressed since aeons, we take back, more we get our power back. With feminine energies, we get hold of our intuition and divine guidance. In the consciousness of equality, we are not prone to invasions and conquests. Balancing is done through personal embodiment of masculine and feminine. We all have both masculine and feminine energies, irrespective of our identification as a man or a woman. Currently, approximately about 80% of men have a masculine core sexual essence, and approximately about 80% of females have a feminine core sexual essence. So there goes their identity. With current increasing light, it is gradually changing. Both men and women are moving towards being present for each other. With presence, each provide an environment, a structure, a container where the other can easily express him or herself with a feeling of love and acceptance. Awareness and practice in intention and also in action allows the easy and harmonious merge and flow of both the energies in one individual. Easier said, but harder to do. Sometimes this process within, through self-respect, can take years. Individual consciousness then merges with the collective, increasing potential of positivity and shifting the imbalance to a perfect state of balance where love, harmony and cooperation prevails, where all the beings are treated fairly and all the beings enjoy living. This is what is happening. This is what is happening currently on the planet Earth. This is happening because you along with the million others, have decided to shift and ascend. This is happening because you have decided to merge your shadow side. You have decided to merge your masculine and feminine selves in becoming whole. A divine merge of polarities is in a state of unity consciousness. This will continue to happen more and more till a balance is achieved and humanity reaches collectively a balancing point. Thanks for listening. Please leave your comments for interaction. You may support my work through your heart donations. Lots of love and light.